Hello there, everyone, and welcome back to the Radioactive Screen Podcast.
Yay!
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 Here we talk all things film and TV. My name's Josh. I'm here with my co-host, Sam. Say hello, co-host.
Hello, co-host.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah, I'm bringing out the schoolyard tactics.
Yep.
I know you are, Josh, but what am I?
I know you are, you said you are, but what am I?
Mercy. Mercy. Was that one for you?
Are you speaking French?
Mercy bucket. Green bottoms.
Okay.
Wait, that's Spanish.
Green bottoms?
Gracias.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's my granddad's joke.
Nice.
That he used to say. So, don't know why. Thought I'd crack that one out there for you.
Should we get into a podcast now?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
We'll start with some of the recent movie news and stuff. It's a bit of a sad one to start on. Star Wars' own Peter Mayhew passed away at the age of 74.
He did.
Obviously, he was Chewbacca.
Yep.
Well known. Yep. So
it's it. Yeah. It's they're all going. It's not fair. It's But can you do a Chewbacca impression, Josh? Go on, give us your best. Oh my god! I wish I didn't ask.
Sorry to anyone that is listening to that. If I've burst your eardrums or
Didn't
not.
think you were actually going to do it.
Yeah, why not?
In tribute to our fallen hero.
You can actually do really good impressions, though. This is the thing.
Oh, stop it!
Yeah,
stop it! Continue.
Stop it.
Continue. Keep giving me compliments. I need the boost.
Whilst we're on the subject of Star Wars news,
Yes.
this is a bit more of a sad one for you.
For me?
Yeah.
Personally?
Yes.
Oh god, why?
Because it includes Matt Smith.
Don't say it.
The rumour is
Don't say it.
that in episode 9,
Oh wait, no, he's already confirmed he's not going to be in it. He's confirmed it himself. I'm sure he has.
he's confirmed it, but remember when J.J. Abrams said that Khan wasn't going to be in Star Trek Into Darkness? And then he was.
Yeah, it's a bit different though. He had to do that for the purposes of the twist, the story for Star Trek, whereas Benedict Cumberbatch was already confirmed to be in a role in that film. Matt Smith has come out and said, no, I'm not in the film.
Yeah.
You'd understand if he was cast, if he then came out and went, no, I'm not Palpatine, like what the rumour was.
Yeah, but there's secrecy behind stuff like this, so you could just be saying that he's not in the role, because
Don't ruin this for me, Josh.
basically the rumour is that
God.
the film ends with them on the broken Death Star.
The film ends with him on the broken Death Star.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
They go there and Matt Smith basically plays like a Sith acolyte who is possessed by the Emperor. Rey and Kylo team up to fight him.
That sounds dreadful.
They defeat the guy.
That sounds dreadful.
Yeah. And Kylo sacrifices himself in order to defeat him. In turn, going back to his old ways of being Ben Solo, kind of being a Skywalker. So that's how the kind of
that
Rise of Skywalker
sounds
thing.
awful. So JJ, if you are listening to this, because we all know you listen to the Radioactive Screen podcast, JJ Abrams.
Absolutely.
You're our biggest number one fan. We'll give him the top fan badge. Don't do that. Just don't do that. Don't have Matt Smith in the film.
I feel like we're already too late at this point if he has.
Probably, but it doesn't matter. He can change it. He can listen. He can listen to us. We are the experts after all.
Absolutely, yeah.
We're the film and TV experts. It was said, I was put down as a film and TV expert in the Metro for that article, and that's what I'm going by.
Yep. So we're going to superhero news now.
Superhero news, cool.
X-Men Dark Phoenix is coming out, is it June?
One of them. One of the months of the year.
One of them, yep.
Mm-hmm.
They've recently had reshoots on it, and
That bodes well, doesn't it?
They changed the third act completely. Right. It was meant to end in space, but now they've changed it so it ends on a train instead.
And that's what we've got that train scene in the trailer, don't we?
Yeah.
But I'm not...
Apparently this came from, audience test screenings. It didn't do too well.
Yeah. Watching the trailer, I didn't think it looked very good.
For some reason they decided we'll change it from space to kidnapping all the X-Men and having them fight on a train.
Right, okay. That's weird.
Yeah.
Nah. I don't think. Like I said, I think I've said it on this podcast. I've certainly said it to you before. The X-Men franchise, in its current state, has run its course, and there's still room to do it again, and there's room to do it right, but it needs a complete reboot from top to bottom, for them to maybe give it a few years, let the dust settle, and then go, right, here we are, we're doing it again. Which I reckon that's what they will do. I think that's what Disney will probably have planned, won't they?
Yeah, Disney own the property now, so I don't see them continuing anything like that.
No, well, because they said that this Dark Phoenix is the air quotes, the perfect one to go out on, isn't it? Or something, close air quotes.
Those are some big air quotes, I think.
Yeah, they actually said the or something as well. But, I mean...
I agree that it's definitely the perfect time to reboot it.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not. The perfect time to reboot it would have been probably after Logan, because Logan... Did you like... Was it you who didn't like Logan?
No, I really enjoyed it.
Right, okay. I was speaking to someone the other day who said that they hated Logan and thought it was crap, but that might have been someone at work. I'm not sure.
They're dead wrong.
They are wrong. Logan was great.
Yeah, it's the perfect time to reboot it for me. It's been a long time coming because a lot of the cast just feel like they're just in it for the next one. Jennifer Lawrence's makeup has gotten worse and worse progressively as the films go on.
Yep.
Right now it just looks like a bit of body paint just stuck on her, and that's about it.
Because she had a bad allergic reaction to the first type of body spray they used, didn't they? So they had to then start using prosthetics more, I think.
Okay.
If I remember that correctly.
Because that'll have taken like 8 hours to apply or something.
Yeah.
This could just be a case for the reshoots where they were like, oh, we don't really have time to do all your makeup and stuff, so let's just shove you in some body paint and then have you go out.
I mean, to be fair, if she did have some sort of allergic reaction, I could understand them chopping and changing it.
Yeah.
Not just going, no, deal with it, Jennifer.
Suffer for your art. So
that'd make an interesting one for us to maybe do. Pitch a new X-Men cast.
Okay,
Ooh. We might have to take a bit of time on that one, so we could maybe do that next week I'm going to throw that little teaser in there right now.
We'll do that around the release of Dark Phoenix.
Okay, maybe around the release of Dark... It might be next week, it might be around the release of Dark Phoenix. We might not even do it at all, but we probably will.
Depends which month Dark Phoenix comes out in.
Yeah. Depends if we go see it and we're just like, that was not good.
Yeah.
Then again, that would make us probably want to do it more. The difficult one would be Wolverine, I reckon, because Hugh Jackman was perfect.
Speaking of a cast and stuff,
yes,
the only one Disney have come out and said they're not rebooting is Deadpool.
Deadpool!
Yep.
Yeah, well, which is the right move. They basically was just like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And it ain't broke. What we really want to see happen, though, and this is what I was saying again to someone at work yesterday, for them to be like, right, we'll get Detective Pikachu out, and then for Disney to go, right, we want to buy the rights to Pikachu. And then they have Deadpool and Pikachu having their own film together, both voiced by Ryan Reynolds. Obviously, Deadpool.
So Pikachu's
Ryan Reynolds.
Deadpool's sidekick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can see that. Yeah.
And the crazy animals voiced by Ryan Reynolds in that film that he did with Anna Kendrick and Gemma Arterton.
Oh, the voices.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which was actually a really good film until the last 5 minutes.
I never actually saw it.
It was quite good.
So do we have the rest of the Pokemon as well, or Disney just buying Pikachu?
Just Pikachu.
Just
Ryan Reynolds Pikachu. Okay. We don't need any more Pokemon. They can come up with something on their own after that. Just Pikachu.
I suppose you can get little references to the rest of the Pokemon franchise.
Yeah. That's another thing. What other crazy...
we could only afford Pikachu or something like that.
What other crazy characters could Ryan Reynolds voice? On the top of your head, go!
Groot,
yeah.
I'm Groot!
Actually, just speaking as Ryan Reynolds, not just saying I am Groot, or...
No, just Ryan Reynolds saying I am Groot.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Without any of the sound effects being put on, it's just Ryan Reynolds.
No editing, it's just Ryan Reynolds.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I'm trying to think.
Daffy Duck.
Daffy Duck. Can you do a Daffy Duck impression?
No, I cannot. I'm never going to attempt that.
Daffy Duck is the one... I was going to try it, but...
Oh, Daffy Duck's for woman, right?
Huh? No, Daffy Duck's...
Donald Duck's for...
Oh, you've thrown a curveball in. I can't remember. Daffy Duck's the one where he sounds like he's got throat cancer, isn't it?
I thought that was Donald Duck.
Is that Donald Duck? Google machine! I mean, this is a tangent.
Oh, okay.
So, yes, no, Daffy Duck is... Yeah, and Donald Duck is...
Daffy Duck's a Looney Tunes.
Yeah. Ryan Reynolds could voice Bugs Bunny.
Yeah?
Yeah, he could. Yeah. But an R-rated Bugs Bunny. That's it. So we want Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds voicing Pikachu, and Ryan Reynolds voicing Bugs Bunny in a film.
Sounds like Space Jam 2 is going to be really strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But worth it.
They're actually going through with Space Jam 2 as well.
Mm.
They've got another basketball player in the role. LeBron James.
LeBron James. That was a meme or a Vine, I'm pretty sure. There you go. I'm hip. I've got culture. I can't think of any more voices, cartoonish characters or animated characters that Ryan Reynolds could voice. So
not off the top of my head.
No. Right. Okay,
so
good segment, that.
Next bit of news.
Yep.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is filming in 2020.
Yes!
Just in the month leading up to the release of Suicide Squad.
Oh, do you mean as Guardians of the Galaxy? Yeah! Potential spoiler alert for Endgame if you still haven't seen it, but then again, if you haven't, what rock are you living under?
I mean, the directors have come out and said that the spoiler warning ends on Monday.
Right, okay. Oh, yes, I saw that, yeah. If you haven't seen it by then, you know.
Tough shit.
That's fine. There's no problem with that. Yeah, that's all right.
That'll be fine.
So potential spoilers for this next sentence that I'm going to say, all right, if you haven't seen Endgame, so just sort of skip ahead or shut your ears for a bit. I don't know. Shut your ears. Can you do that? You can't. Put your fingers in your ears.
Same thing.
Or walk out the room. Go get a cup of tea. And while you're at it, bring me one. What would be a great idea for the marketing campaign for Guardians of the Galaxy 3 if Thor is in it, because it's not been confirmed, but you would hope he is, because that would just make my day.
Yeah, I definitely think he will be in it.
It would make sense.
Yeah.
If it is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and then it's just like crudely spray painted the as at the beginning of Guardians.
That'd be great.
That would be brilliant.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this Disney marketing team, I am looking for work. If you want to hire me for your marketing campaign for Asgard. Oh, I'm vibrating. Oh, my phone's going.
Just hire me to edit your trailers and stuff, you know. Because I need work too.
Everyone needs work.
Yeah. I need to be able to pay rent and stuff. So it sounds like James Gunn's going to be pretty busy for the next year or two.
And that's good. We like James Gunn. He does good things.
We do. And I'm quite excited for Suicide Squad.
I will remain skeptic because the first one was so bad. I know it's not James. The first one wasn't James Gunn, but Suicide Squad 2 is going to be. It's still going to be Margot Robbie's non-Harley, isn't it?
It's going to be Margot Robbie, but I think everyone else for their recasting.
Right.
Or it's going to be a different cast of characters.
Right. It would make more sense for it to be a different cast of characters than to just recast people. Is it Idris Elba? Has he been cast in it?
Yeah.
But he's not playing Deadshot.
No.
Which is fine. Idris Elba's mint.
He's good in anything he does.
Yeah, pretty much.
Going from Heimdall to whoever
Luther,
he's playing in.
Hobbs and Shaw? Is that... Yeah, that's what he's in, isn't he?
We don't know how good that's going to be yet.
Well, it'll be dreadful. It's part of the Fast and Furious franchise. It'll be dreadful.
Yep. As many other people want James Bond.
Yeah, I'd be fine with him to be James Bond.
Yeah, I'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
Speaking of James Bond, they've revealed the synopsis for Bond 25. Yeah, like... I'm a massive fan of a James Bond franchise.
So yeah, it's waning.
But at this point, I'm kind of just not as excited as I used to be anymore.
With it. Yeah.
I
think because... God, I'm trying to remember the Daniel Craig ones. Daniel Craig, I think, has been the best Bond. And Casino Royale is by far the best Bond film. I will fight anyone to the death on that fact. It stands head and shoulders above every single other one. Quantum of Solace was crap. Skyfall was really good.
Skyfall was...
I
would say Skyfall was better than...
You are dead wrong.
Royale.
You are dead wrong.
But I would say...
A lot of people said that, didn't they? That Skyfall was better. And I just didn't see it. It was good, but it didn't have the... I don't know, like the charm of Casino Royale. I think it had quite... They had some really nice arty shots in there, which I think made it look a bit better than what it actually was. And when you actually think about the Skyfall story, it doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Benicio del Toro Silva was a great villain.
He was a great villain, but his plan didn't make any sense.
I suppose.
It was riddled with plot holes, and I think that was when... And I don't know if I can say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I think that was when James Bond was at his most rapey.
Yes. Yeah, this is true.
Yeah.
That was an odd turn.
Yeah. They need to change that for the next few films, because he did it in Spectre as well, with Monica Bellucci. Your husband's just died. We're going to have sex now, though, on the day of his funeral. Okay, James, calm it down a sec.
That's definitely the rapiest that he got.
No, I think it was bad, but I think it still goes to Skyfall for the I'm just going to get in the shower behind this, former child prostitute who doesn't look happy, and then just gets, spoiler alert, killed in the next scene.
So the synopsis for Bond 25.
Yes, go on.
Yeah. He's basically left active duty and he's in Jamaica. Right. I think living there, possibly.
Cool.
Felix
Leiter,
yeah. He comes back in because he has a mission to do with a kidnapped scientist. They're all about kidnapped scientists, I think, all the James Bond films. And then he just gets thrown back into the action.
Why would they release the synopsis? It makes no sense.
They had a live stream where they revealed the synopsis, but not the title.
It makes no sense.
Although they did announce for Rami Malek's the villain.
Yeah.
Which is quite exciting. I think he's got the acting chops to pull it off, but I don't see him playing it any different to Mr. Robot.
I haven't actually watched Mr. Robot. Is he villain in that, or is he more of an anti-hero?
I've not really seen it, but he just plays a hacker. And I think the look of him...
They'll probably just capitalise on that, won't they?
I can't see him matching James Bond in a fight.
No. Here's another one for you then, to throw out there off the top of your head. If you were going to do a Bond film, if you were in control of a Bond film, who would be your director, who would be your Bond, and who would be your villain?
Okay, so I'd probably go Christopher Nolan for director.
Cool.
He's been rumoured.
For a very long time, yeah.
Idris Elba or Michael Fassbender.
Cool.
For Bond.
Yep.
For the villain, I can't think of a villain, if I'm honest.
Right.
What would your pick be?
See, director, I probably would have gone Nolan as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Should I change it because you went Nolan, or...
No, you can go Nolan.
I'll go Nolan, if not David Fincher.
Okay. Yeah.
I think Fincher could just... He's a miracle worker. I don't think he's done many bad films.
Alien.
Studio interference. I think the only one that can be probably considered a bad film was his remake of Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Oh no, that was a great film.
Again, I haven't actually I've seen parts of it and it didn't really grab me, but I've heard a lot of people were like, this was bad. But alright, well that's fine.
They did like a semi-reboot recently and released it. I didn't hear anything about it, if I'm honest.
Right. Bond himself, there was quite a lot of rumours for it after his role in Bodyguard, but I'd go for Richard Madden. Younger Bond, I think it'd make sense. He's got the chops.
Yeah.
He's a ridiculously good-looking human being, and it's not fair, because I don't look that good. But villain, right? Villain, I have 3 possible villains.
Okay.
One, because just to go right out there, DiCaprio. I think DiCaprio could make an excellent Bond villain, and I don't think we get to see him in enough villainous roles, because his turn in Django Unchained was one of my favourite performances of his. He was incredible. Yeah. It goes without saying how incredible he was in that film. Another one would be Hiddleston of Tom, of Loki fame. Again, I think he'd be fantastic as a Bond villain. And the other one would be Elrond, Red Skull. Hugo Weaving.
Oh, yeah.
Hugo Weaving. I think he'd make an excellent Bond villain as well.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. I think I'd definitely watch that film.
Yep.
As well.
And a little synopsis, I'd have it that basically he's... Actually, no, I'm not going to go with the synopsis. I've just remembered that the start of my synopsis is kind of taken from Skyfall, because that was one of my problems with Skyfall, because they steal a list of active agents, don't they, and then they just never address it literally for the rest of the film. So what I was going to say, they steal a list of active agents and they say we're going to release these to the public unless Bond takes out high profile targets, and he also almost becomes like an assassin. He has to take out these targets whilst trying to figure out how to get the names back, so he doesn't have to keep doing it.
Or they start releasing the names of the high-profile agents, and then they're like, oh yeah, well, if you don't want us to release more, you'll have to assassinate these targets.
Yeah.
So it kind of links in with Skyfall.
Yeah.
So, going back to other movie news.
Yep.
Endgame. Its first weekend made $1.2 billion.
Yes, it did. That's, I wouldn't mind having that kind of money.
No.
It
became one of the highest grossing films of all time in its first weekend.
I think it was always going to smash those kind of records anyway. I
think it's pretty much guaranteed to become one of the highest grossing films of all time at this point.
Yeah, probably.
Possibly beating Avatar.
Finally.
It's still got a way to go, because
Avatar was garbage.
2.7 billion.
Is it?
Yeah.
How? It was so bad.
Yeah, but you got to think it was all 3D ticket prices.
Of course it was, yeah. We know my thoughts on 3D.
I mean, I hate 3D as well.
Yeah, it's terrible.
But the big question is surrounding like where they can go next with the MCU.
Yeah. Is this a little segue into...
So what I was talking about before, yeah.
Yeah. Go on, Josh. Take it away.
if I was in control of the MCU, if Kevin Feige had to step down for whatever reason, I would happily take up the mantle. Obviously, this is never going to happen because they've already got plans for Phase 4. If I was doing it, I would have the first film be Fantastic Four.
Right, okay. Bit of a tricky one to start on, because they just cannot get that right.
No, but I think in the hands of Marvel, they possibly could, given enough time and care with it. Because it's Marvel's first family, so I don't see them rushing it or anything like that. But I would have it... They're already, established as a force. So Mr. Fantastic and Sue Storm are married and they have kids. So they've been around for a few years. The villain of this is Doctor Doom.
Yep.
Basically, Doctor Doom's a tyrant that rules his own country. He finds out about the other timelines and universes and decides that he wants to take control of them all. So at the end of the Fantastic Four film, we basically have him going into a different timeline. Fantastic Four kind of ends on a losing note, and then we have the big Avengers film at the end of Phase 4, which is basically the Avengers and Fantastic Four, because they've somehow gotten through to the other timeline, versus Doctor Doom.
Cool.
And it's been a few years and he's been slowly taking over.
All of the different timelines?
No, so he's going through the timelines one by one.
Right.
And it's taking time.
Well, yeah. See,
but this takes place in a different timeline where the Avengers haven't been formed.
Right, okay. Right, I get you now.
Yeah.
See, this is the problem, and it's one of the problems that I had with Endgame, is that opening the doorway to the different timelines, the different universes, time travel and all that, it sets them up for a really difficult time, as in the creators, because then your films are just open to plot hole after plot hole after plot hole, and it just starts to become a bit over convoluted, and that's why I'm a bit...
You're not a fan of time travel?
No, I'm not at all. Like say, time travel, for me, only works when it's in a comedy, because it just doesn't matter that there's plot holes. It's a comedy. It's part of the charm. Whereas in something like that's actually quite serious, you can't. It just opens up like the more after seeing Endgame for the second time yesterday, I kind of had the same feelings as what I did the first time I saw it, but again, I came out of it and I was like, there's just so many issues now that I have with it, and it's all to do with the time travel aspect and the timeline hopping and all, and it's just it's a problem. And I know it's a small gripe to have. You should go into these films just for the aim of enjoying it and being amazed by what you're looking at, but god damn it, I don't like bad writing.
I think the use of different timelines and realities and stuff kind of opens it up to different stories.
Yeah.
So, like I say, you could bring a Fantastic Four and maybe XMen into it that way.
You could, and I did have. I think I sent you my theory on this, didn't I? I think that because they said they're not going to do it, but again, they could just be lying about it. But that's how they might then bring the XMen into the MCU by going, oh, they're all from a different timeline, and I just think it'd be lazy. I just don't think it'd work. I know they've got the XMen property now, and they've got various different ones, but I just don't think they should have them separate until they decide, right, that's it for the MCU. We're rebooting now.
I don't think they're ever going to completely reboot the MCU.
No, I don't think they will either. They'll keep going and keep going and keep going.
They'll keep churning them out.
Yeah. An interesting one. Do you reckon that they might actually one day bring their own superhero into it? So one that we've never seen in comics before, but it's their own creation. Do you reckon they might do that?
Possibly.
I think it'd be interesting if they did.
DC, at least, are creating new characters.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they started adapting them to film.
Yeah.
So
yeah, because I remember the Arkham Knight, although he was Jason Todd in the end, wasn't he? Yeah. But the actual the mantle of the Arkham Knight, that had never been used before the game, had it?
No.
Yeah. So that was a really good way of doing it.
Before the release of Arkham Knight, they were teasing it as a completely new character.
Yeah.
And they were saying it's not going to be Jason Todd, don't worry. And then it was.
It was done well, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I love those games. They've got a special place in my heart. Great storytelling. And I think I'm quite excited to see what Rocksteady come up with next.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's always rumoured that they're doing a Suicide Squad or a Superman game. Although with a Superman game, you've got a lot on your hands there because it's so overpowered.
Yep.
But what can you do with the story? Yeah, there's never been a good Superman game to this point, I don't think.
I don't think there's been a good Superman film.
Controversial.
I know, but I've never really liked Superman, though. I've never liked the character. He's totally overpowered. He's quite bland. To say he's got all of these powers, he's a very, very bland character, and it always bugged me, which is a shame because I really liked Henry Cavill's performance.
Yeah.
But I was just like, you've got such a talented actor and you're giving him nothing to work with. You're literally having him stare off into the distance. If you wanted someone to do that, Just get Ryan Gosling. He's excellent at staring off into the distance. And that's not a slight on Ryan Gosling. He's also a brilliant actor. But he went through that little phase, didn't he, where he just picked roles that was all about him just staring and
Ryan
not
Gosling?
saying much. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it
Drive.
started with Drive, to be fair.
Yeah, it started with Drive, and then it was like Only God Forgives, I think it is, and The Place Between the Pines.
Yeah, but Only God Forgives was the same director of Drive.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Nicholas Winding Refn, something like that.
Good attempt.
Good attempt.
And then you see him in stuff like The Other Guys, and as much as I didn't like the film, his performance was great in it, though. Crazy Stupid Love, which I was forced to watch.
Don't think I've seen that one.
It's, Ryan Gosling, Emma Stone.
Is that the Steve Carell one?
Yeah, Steve Carell.
Oh, yeah.
Aunt May.
I didn't mind it. Marissa Tomei. Yeah.
And Annalise Milton? I want to say her name is.
I quite enjoyed that film.
It had certain charms, like I say, but I think Ryan Gosling was carrying that one on his back. And Julianne Moore, how could I forget Julianne Moore?
Great cast for a film. I don't think I've seen Ryan Gosling in much recently. He did La La Land and then...
Did La La Land, haven't seen that. Don't get along with musicals.
Right.
He...
Although
controversial there.
Well, Greatest Showman was a banger.
I've heard Greatest Showman's really good. Again, I'm uncomfortable watching musicals. I don't know what it is. It just makes me cringe. It's really weird.
People breaking out into song.
It just doesn't make sense.
Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. Controversial. Again, the first Blade Runner is one of the most overrated films I've ever seen in my entire life. Do not get along with it.
Get Out.
No. It's not as good as what everyone makes it out to be. It's slow paced. It's boring. It gives me a headache. The sound effects are bad. It's just the only good thing about Blade Runner is Rutger Hauer's performance. He was amazing in it.
It's one of Ridley Scott's greatest films.
It's not. Ridley Scott's greatest film is Gladiator.
I mean, no, it's Alien.
For me, it's Gladiator. Alien is incredible, but I don't know. Just Gladiator, something special about it for me. But Blade Runner was crap.
No, it's Exodus, Gods and Kings.
No, it's Robin Hood. With Russell Crowe trying to be Yorkshire and being Irish?
It's 1492 Conquest.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
What happened to him?
He's had a strange career.
He has, actually, hasn't he?
Yeah.
It's like James Cameron as well. Terminator, amazing.
Yeah.
How do you go from doing Terminator to doing Titanic?
Again, Titanic was a good film.
Titanic... No.
Yeah.
Titanic was boring until they all started dying.
Sam just likes death.
I do like death.
Which is why he's anticipating
That's why I'm
John
waiting
Wick
for
3.
the sweet release of death.
Oh, okay.
Which is why I'm what?
Anticipating a sweet release of John Wick 3.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Bring on John Wick 3.
You made that one dark.
Shh. We'll just pass by it, it's fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Trailers.
We've
had a few since we've last done like the news segment on the podcast.
Hit me with them.
We've had recent Godzilla.
Meh.
Yeah.
I mean, the first one was meh.
First one was very meh. The best part of the first one was the 20 minutes when Godzilla was on screen and Bryan Cranston.
Was Godzilla on screen for 20 minutes?
Probably not even.
Felt like about 10 seconds.
Yeah.
There's like, so we've come to this film to watch giant monsters fight each other. When the giant monsters are about to fight each other, we're going to cut away every single time.
To forgettable humans.
Yep.
Gemini Man.
That was the Will Smith one.
Will Smith v. young Will Smith.
Yeah, it looked interesting. Yeah.
I'm quite intrigued by it.
Yeah.
Ang Lee directing as well.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting choice because I don't think he's really done stuff like that before.
What's he done before?
He did Hulk and Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Right.
I don't know what else he's done, if I'm honest.
I mean, they're two big films right there. But, I think the Gemini Man trailer looked quite interesting.
But it was the 2003 Hulk film, which was garbage.
Right, okay.
The Edward Norton Hulk film was decent.
It was... I wouldn't call it decent. I wouldn't call it awful, but I wouldn't call it decent.
I quite like Edward Norton as the Hulk.
Edward Norton, yeah, he turns in a good performance, but Ed Norton's usually good in whatever he's in.
Yeah. If he wasn't apparently so awkward to work with, I wonder what we could have got. But I do enjoy Mark Ruffalo.
I've heard contrasting opinions on Ed Norton from Hulk. I've heard that it can be quite difficult, but for Hulk itself, I've heard multiple different stories. Like some have said that it was him being difficult. Some have said that he was doing the best he could, and he was just a utmost professional, but he got a bit screwed over by the studio. So I'm not sure exactly what went down.
Probably studio interference at the start of the MCU.
Because that was when it was just getting bought, wasn't it, by Disney?
It was before then, I think.
It was before, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Because it was 2008. It was released.
Yeah, because I know Iron Man was definitely before Disney bought it. Because they just threw Iron Man up just as a last-ditch attempt at getting some money.
I think the reason they can't make a Hulk solo film like Disney is because Paramount have releasing rights to it or something.
Right, okay.
Mark Ruffalo said in an interview for Thor Ragnarok, we can't do a solo Hulk film, but in the next 3 films you're basically getting a Hulk trilogy.
Yeah.
So screw that, Paramount.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
So in other trailers, we've got Men in Black International.
I'm looking forward to that, actually. I don't think it'll be anything spectacular. I don't think it'll be anything groundbreaking. I just think it'll be good fun. And
I think Tessa Thompson looks like she's killing the role. She looks really good.
Yeah, and Hemsworth's good in pretty much everything he's in.
Yeah.
So, and Liam Neeson and others.
Yeah, I think Liam Neeson's kind of playing the head of the London branch.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
It looks like a good action flick. It's going to have a few laughs. It might not be the greatest film.
I'd love it if they made a Korg and Meek reference. Oh, hey, man. Oh, wrong film. And that's it.
I mean, this isn't Deadpool. You can't just jump across franchises. Unfortunately.
Why not? Should be allowed.
So
it'd be great.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, going back. Sorry, just going back.
Go on.
That would be my MCU pitch. That's where I think they should go next.
A Korg and Meek film?
No.
Series.
But a Korg and Meek sitcom. 20-minute episodes of just Korg and Meek just doing everyday mundane things.
So this is this is the future of the MCU, guys.
Yes.
Just Korg and Meek.
Korg and Meek.
Who needs the Avengers?
Imagine there's just a full episode of Korg needing to do laundry.
What, and he's just having trouble putting everything in the washing machine?
Yeah. And he accidentally puts Meek in there.
Oh my god, where's he gone?
Him trying to cook a meal for his new girlfriend's parents. Seriously, Disney, hit me up. I've got this.
Yeah, I just want to see Korg going about like daily life. Just in the bath, just like scrubbing himself, cooking tea, going to bed, finding a bed that's got to be like strong enough to withstand a rock guy.
Yep.
We also got the trailer for Crawl.
Yep.
The Sam Raimi film. It's essentially a B movie, but it looks like it's been done right. It takes place in there's a hurricane warning, and everyone's advised to get out of the city, but this woman kind of ignores it to go looking for her father.
Right.
And then the hurricane comes in, and then there's alligators trying to eat them. Very B movie-ish, but it sounds quite interesting.
But it's Sam Raimi. I've got a lot of time for Sam Raimi. After all the Evil Dead stuff and Spider-Man's, minus Spider-Man 3. That never happened. Don't ever forget that.
And the other trailer that we got is one I wish we didn't. Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh god, it looks so bad.
Yeah.
And they've come out, the creators now, and they've said they're changing the look to Sonic because of all the backlash.
Yep. I don't think that was the only backlash around in that film. It just looks terrible.
Yeah.
I think Gangster's Paradise was an odd choice for the song on the trailer as well.
Yeah, I can't understand how a project like that got greenlit.
Yeah, and
I really can't understand it.
And Jim Carrey in full on 90s mode.
Yeah.
As Dr. Eggman.
Dr. Eggman, is it Robotnik?
Robotnik, yeah. Yeah. It just looks...
It does look dreadful. Every sense of the word.
Video game adaptations as a whole have never really worked.
No, there hasn't. That's a good question. Has there been a good one? Has there been one that has been universally, even if they've gone, that was all right? I don't think there has there?
No.
Because the big ones are the Mortal Kombat games, aren't they? And they did a couple of movies for them, and they are universally known as terrible films.
The first one's got a cult following.
Yeah, but it's a The Room kind of thing. It's so bad, it's good.
But the second one, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, is known for being just a downright terrible film. They just recast roles and then didn't explain why or anything
right,
like that.
Okay, yeah.
That was just bad. But
they did a Final Fantasy one, didn't they?
They did some animated Final Fantasy films.
Yeah.
They also did Resident Evil animated.
Resident Evil. They did Resident Evil, 5, 6 Resident Evil films.
the films as well.
Yeah. The first one, again, that has a bit of a cult following, doesn't it? To be fair, that the first Resident Evil, it wasn't awful, it just wasn't what the fans wanted.
Yeah, I would say it wasn't awful, it was watchable.
Yeah. But they wanted almost a shot-for-shot adaptation of the game, and they just didn't get it.
I mean, they changed it from a horror to an action film, which doesn't really work when it's on screen.
No.
I think the last one we got was Assassin's Creed.
Which was, oh my god, I actually sat through that film. And it's weird, because I don't know why, because I didn't even like the Assassin's Creed games. I started playing the Assassin's Creed, the first one, and I was bored out of my mind, so I switched it off and never went back to it. And then for some reason, I then started playing the second one, and the exact same thing happened, so I switched it off and never went back to it. Yet for some reason, I decided, I'll watch the film, I might like it. And it was such a giant waste of time.
I enjoyed the second game, but just didn't play on from there because every game is the same, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
But I think Michael Fassbender was a good casting choice.
Well, Michael Fassbender's a brilliant actor, but it's just a case of...
It was a wasted film.
Yeah.
But if you could choose like any franchise to put to film, video game franchise, what would you pick?
Right, here we go. So, my pick is Spyro the Dragon. I'm joking. Although, how mint would that be?
That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. It'd have to be... Did they?
Yeah. Animated film, but I don't think it got the best reviews.
They should do a Spyro the Dragon animated film. That'd be fantastic. I mean, it wouldn't. There's no way they could do Spyro the Dragon as a film, but if they could, I'm sure it would be excellent. But no, I would go for Bioshock.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm not the biggest gamer. It has to be a special game to really get me in the mood to get me playing it. And a fun little story for you. Bioshock is one of the games that I played, the first one, that I played it for so many hours on end that it gave me a migraine, and I had to take a seriously bad migraine. I had to take like almost a week off college.
Okay.
Because I was
playing Bioshock
I played it
too much.
Yeah, I played it too much. But I just think, because it was rumoured for a long time that they were going to be doing a Bioshock film, and it never really got going. I think Fincher or Del Toro was rumoured to be directed.
It was the director of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Gore
Verbinski, but the budget would have had to be something ridiculous, like 300 million.
It would be, yeah.
So it just didn't get the financing for it.
Yeah. Nowadays, you're more likely to get that kind of financing for a film. But I would want Del Toro. Visually, he's the only one I think that could get it right, and the visuals would be the most important part of the film, because obviously that first scene of the game where you're going, like, obviously you're in the plane crash, you're swimming towards the tower in the middle of the sea, and then you're in the pod going down and seeing Rapture for the first time. That is just stunning. It's probably my favorite like cutscene in a game ever. It's so good, and you're just like, holy crap. So that's why the visuals of the film is so important to get right. But yeah, that's what I'd go with. The difficult thing, and that's why I think another reason why it got stuck, because, and kind of spoiler alert if you haven't played Bioshock, I mean, it kind of is. The big thing about it, which they said couldn't be done for film, is because you are controlling the main character of, I think it's Jack, he's called, the main character that you're playing.
Yeah,
I believe it's Jack.
So.
It's been a long time since I played it, but for the first, half, 3/4 of the game, you find out that you're technically not in control, and you couldn't get that part put across to film. So I think if they were to do it, they'd have to tweak some of the story, which I'm fine with, but as long as most of the narrative kind of stays.
To be honest, I just want to see a Big Daddy on screen.
Oh, yeah. Well, go into Google, searching www.pornhub.com, and you'll probably be able to find quite a few Big Daddies.
Is it Bioshock related?
No. Well, I'm sure there probably is one. I mean, he's got a giant drill as a fist. Use your own imagination there.
There's my homework for next week.
Oh, that deteriorated quickly. Yeah, a Big Daddy on screen would be amazing. Just, the visuals. Getting that sort of 1920s feel. I think it's set. 30s. So yeah, if I had to pick, it would be Bioshock. It would be Del Toro, because I think, like I say, he could get the visuals absolutely spot on. What would you go for, Josh? Just before, if I was cheating, I'd get the writers of the Arkham series as the writing team for the film.
Okay.
And then I'd have a David Fincher directed Arkham Batman film trilogy.
Oh, okay. Right.
But it's cheating because Batman's already a big thing anyway.
So if I had to pick, I would probably go... Well, I've got two choices.
Yep, is one of them Crash Bandicoot?
It is not.
Ah, fine. Is one of them Tetris?
It's actually Oddworld.
I don't know what that is. I'm going to give it a quick Google. It's alright, I've got it on my Google machine.
You should recognise it if you ever had a PS1.
What was it called? Oddworld?
Yep.
Oddworld. There you go. Like I say, I'm not a huge gamer. Oh, I've seen... Yeah, I've never played it, but I've seen bits and bobs about it.
Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey. Absolutely.
Right, okay.
I mean, this is not my pick.
Oh, right, okay.
No.
Ah, so it was.
My two picks...
Is it Tetris?
It's
Tetris the film.
Minesweeper.
Minesweeper. Oh, yes.
Yes.
That would be amazing.
Don't step on that block. Boom. It's 3 seconds long.
What about Pong? You know, the first proper video game. Bloop, bloop, bloop. It's just that for an hour and a half.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, go on. What are your serious picks?
And now I'm just going to cut that bit out and just do that for an hour and a half.
Bloop, 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 bloop.
So my picks would be either Half-Life.
Half-Life, yeah, that's a good shout.
Or The Last of Us.
Yeah, that's also a really good shout. Yeah.
I think if we're doing a Last of Us film, I would want...
Ellen Page, by any chance?
Yeah, Ellen Page is... yeah. Maybe Danny Boyle directing.
He does do the post-apocalyptic world quite well, doesn't he?
Yeah, because he did 28 Days Later.
28, days and weeks. He's done another one, hasn't he? Post-apocalyptic.
Post-apocalyptic.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of someone else. But yeah, he does seem to get that. Yes, he did. He did the what was it called? The girl with the gifts, I think it's called. The girl with the gifts? Was that not him? Was that not Danny Boyle?
No.
Oh.
I think I know which one you're thinking of.
It was Paddy Considine and Gemma Arterton. Sure, that was Danny Boyle.
It was not.
Bloody hell. I'm going to find that out now, because that's going to annoy me. Did you see that, just as a little segue, the girl with all the gifts?
No.
No?
No.
It's quite entertaining. It wasn't bad.
Well, I will add it to my watch list. That's ever growing.
Yeah. Have you even been...
I have not watched any of them yet.
No.
No.
The girl with all the gifts. Here we go. Who was it? It was Colm McCarthy. Don't know where I got Danny Boyle from then. No idea.
He might have produced it.
Possibly, I don't know.
So going back to my point. Yep. I'd have Danny Boyle directing it and Joel Edgerton as Joel.
Joel Edgerton is a great actor.
So yeah, I think he's quite a versatile actor. He's been in like a lot of different projects in the past. I think he just has the acting chops to pull that off. It's a story about family, and I think he can bring the heart to it that he needs.
He's quite an underrated actor, I think, is Joel Edgerton. Yeah, he doesn't really get quite the plaudits that he probably deserves.
He was in Bright.
I didn't like Bright.
No, did I. And they're doing
so I don't know why you brought that one up as an example of his work. Let's pick the one that neither of us liked. Well done, Josh. Could have gone for his performance in Red Sparrow, which is probably one of the only good things about that film. It was a bit of a boring film, but like he was good in it. Jennifer Lawrence was pretty decent in it. I
quite enjoyed that film, to be honest. Probably because of the main cast.
Yeah, he was great in The Gift. I really want to see They Come at Night.
They Come at Night?
Yeah, I think that's what it's called, because he's in... I think he directed it or wrote it or something.
I recognise the name of it, but I'm not sure what.
It's Joel Edgerton. He is in it, but yeah, I haven't managed to get around to seeing it, but it looks like quite a cool little horror film.
Yeah.
What was your other pick?
Half-Life.
Cast? To be fair, the main character, it's Gordon Freeman. But one of my cousins is the spitting image of Gordon Freeman. So just cast my cousin.
The thing is,
Kev. Hi, Kev.
He's a voiceless character, so you're kind of going to have to give him something to talk about.
Probably, yeah.
Just don't want a voiceless guy just strolling around.
Yeah.
Just whacking things with a crowbar.
Who would you get to direct?
Peter Jackson.
Okay, right, yeah. It's Peter Jackson, yeah, because he's also great with visuals, isn't he? In pretty much everything does, apart from the Hobbit trilogy, because that looked awful.
Yeah, I suppose. Lessons learned, don't make everything CG.
Yep. Yeah, use practical everywhere you can, and if there's no other option, use CG. That's what I'll always say.
Desolation of Smaug.
Smog. Benesmog, Cumble, Smoggle, Waffle.
I would say that was the only good Hobbit film.
All of them. Well, to be fair, I haven't seen the Battle of the Five Armies. The first two put me off seeing it. Just they were so bad, so bad.
Yeah, so I think with world building as well. Choice.
Yeah.
I think you could do a Half-Life film, but not set around the story of the game.
Right, okay.
You could do it between the 8-hour war, that is basically the alien invasion of Earth.
Yeah, that'd probably work.
Make it a war film.
The problem, and this is one of the problems though with video game adaptations, is that you have to appease the fans. You can't deviate too much, and I think that with Half-Life that would make sense, because getting the story of the games, you'd have to get it right.
It'd be pretty insane.
Yeah, whereas.
Or maybe
if you were to take that little, the actual invasion itself and put that across, because you, as far as I'm aware, you haven't actually seen that done. It's only
it's never been done in the games.
So that's a good point. It'd be quite right.
Or instead of getting Half-Life 3, we just have it as a film.
So
this is our Half-Life 3.
Yeah, because they're not going to do it, are they?
At this point, no.
No.
I think Valve has something against doing things in threes.
Brilliant.
Because they've done Team Fortress 2, Portal 2. They've never done a third sequel.
Weird. Even though they've set them all up. Going forward, I think the most likely ones we're going to get would probably be an Uncharted film. I think that is probably... Is there one actually in the works, or is it just heavily rumoured?
That's in development with
Tom Holland. It's in development with Tom Holland. Oh, yes, I remember I was mentioning it.
Yeah. It seems like a weird casting choice.
Yeah. Because we were saying it was very surprising they hadn't gone with Chris Pratt.
Or I said Nathan Fillion.
Nathan Fillion, yeah.
Just because after Firefly, he just looked perfect for the role.
Yeah.
There is a short fan film where Nathan Fillion is playing Nate Drake, yeah.
I haven't actually seen that.
Recommend going and checking that out.
Yeah. I'd see that. And I think the other one that's probably most likely, apart from Uncharted, we're getting another Lara Croft, aren't we? Bizarrely.
Yeah.
Because Tomb Raider wasn't great.
We're also getting a Metal Gear Solid film, which I'm so excited for.
Yes, I'm very excited for that.
It's also by the director of Kong Skull Island, who is a massive fan of the franchise.
Good.
So I think it's in good hands there.
Yeah.
I just really want to know who they're going to cast as role.
Yeah. Just beg Disney for their de-aging technology and put Kurt Russell in there. Because it's fine. They did it in Guardians 2, didn't they, at the beginning? They de-aged him. Yeah. It looked great. Just do that. That's what every fan wants.
I don't want to sound like I'm a Joe Legerton fanboy, but I think he'd be good for the role of Solid Snake.
Nah. I don't see that. I'm going to disagree with you on that one.
I'd say he kind of has the look.
I think it's definitely got to be Patton Oswalt.
Great choice. Yeah. So moving on, we've also got Splinter Cell with Tom Hardy.
Right, okay. Another one for him to mumble his way through.
So that was announced at the same time they announced Assassin's Creed. I haven't really heard anything about that.
Okay. I think there's always rumour about a Halo film in development. Always.
They're making a TV series instead.
Right, okay.
Because Peter Jackson was trying to get that off the ground.
Yeah, he was. Well, that's how we got District 9.
Yeah.
So we're kind of thankful that Halo franchise fell apart, because District 9 is amazing to this day. Still, I could probably go back and watch that over and over again.
I'd still like to see a Halo film.
I think it actually would work better as a TV series. I think the way they're writing television now, I think it lends itself more to that kind of story.
I'd like to maybe see like a Gears of
Format.
War.
No, that's all I'm going to say on that. No.
Okay.
No, I'm joking. I think Gears of War is too mental to work live action. I think it's too... Is niche the right word for it? It just...
I wouldn't say it's niche.
But again, they would have to get it spot on, and it would be very difficult to get that spot on. I don't think it'd work. Unless it was like a 80s action movie style thing. I think that's the only way they could get it right. if games were in the 80s and they did an action Gears of War movie in the 80s, that'd be perfect.
This is basically Gears of War meets The Expendables.
Except good,
yeah. It's a video game adaptation, so it might not be good.
Yeah, true.
That's the risk you're on.
Yeah.
I'd also like to maybe see like a Fallout TV series.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Again,
that would be fantastic.
The post-apocalyptic style just lends itself to TV.
Yeah, we do have the Witcher TV series, which is set for release in November this year, I believe.
Yep, and that's Henry Cavill.
I'm very much looking forward to that. I've never played the Witcher games, but I've been around whilst one of my cousins was playing the Witcher games, and they are very, very intriguing. I know a lot of the lore behind the game that was directly taken from the books, and they are doing the TV show from the books, but I
think that's good.
Yeah, they're setting it before the events of the games, so it's actually a young Geralt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was going to say, if there's any deviation in the games from the books, you're going to get the fans of the games just being like, what's happening here? Because it's so different.
Yeah.
But I think setting it before the games makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think, have we exhausted our extent of video game adaptations? Do you have any more that you could throw out there? I think that's everything.
For now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But going back to The Witcher, talking about like the fans of the games being a bit lovable. I have a mate that every time I got in his car, he'd just be blaring out the Witcher 3 soundtrack.
I've actually listened to some of the music from the Witcher soundtrack, and it's very, very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice stuff. I do love a good musical composition for a film or a game. I can listen to over and over again.
Speaking of video game music, Half-Life had a great soundtrack to it as well. It was all like electro style. Yeah. So moving on to the last bit of stuff we have to talk about. That was
a very enthusiastic yes, I'm sorry.
It was very enthusiastic. You're really excited to talk about this.
Gets excited about my my giveaways. Ooh!
Speaking of giveaways, we have a giveaway.
Yay!
So we have 2 tickets to York Unleashed Comic Con.
Woohoo!
Not New York, I should mention. It's York.
The
north of Yorkshire.
Yep.
In England.
Used to be the capital of England.
Sunny old England.
A little bit of trivia for you.
Yeah.
Can't remember when, but apparently it used to be the capital of England. Well, they changed it to London. Ugh.
So,
Southerners. Hi to our southern fan base.
What southern fan base?
Not anymore.
So yeah, we have 2 tickets going to York Unleashed Comic Con, which is on Sunday the 11th of August.
Yep.
2019, I should say.
Sadly, I won't be there. I've been to every single one since they first started doing it, and this will be the first year that I can't go.
And why can't you go, Sam?
Because I'm off to America.
Lucky you.
Woohoo!
I'll be there though.
You will?
If anyone wants to meet me.
Yep. Sign some autographs. Take some pictures. Who are you going to be dressed as, Josh? You got to go in cosplay.
I'm going to go as myself.
Poor.
I'm not really one for dressing up.
Oh. I went as Batman one year in a really, really crap 20 quid Batman costume onesie thing.
I think if I would dress up, I'd do something like that.
But what I will say is that I was incredibly drunk from the night before.
What, still drunk?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That's the funny thing. Every time I've actually been to York Comic Con, I've been hungover. Every single time. I remember the last 2 times I've gone, I've been like, I'm not doing it this year. I'm not doing it. But it always fell on the weekend of my friend's birthday, and we always went out, and I always ended up hungover for it.
Yeah.
And it was really annoying.
Well, it's probably a good thing you're not going this time.
No, I'm going to be hungover in America instead.
You don't want to die from that hangover. You can die on the flight.
No, please don't say that. I'm a nervous flyer as it is, Josh. Thank you very much. Anyway, the giveaway.
It's okay. Only a few thousand go down each year.
Oh, you twat.
So anyway, the giveaway.
So, what you need to do to win these 2 tickets that we have to York Unleashed, it's called, yes, is to go to our YouTube channel, click subscribe, and we will then pick a winner at random, which we will announce on all of our social media channels who the winner is on the 1st of July.
Yep, so make sure you give the social medias a like as well, just to stay up to date with it.
Yep.
But yeah, so 2 tickets to York Unleashed Comic Con, Sunday the 11th of August.
Excellent stuff.
So
have fun.
Give our channel a like.
And whilst you're on the YouTube channel, why don't you go over and check out our latest video that we've put out? Ooh.
Yeah, we got to sit down with
Jon Snow. Jon Snow after the Battle of Winterfell, and he gave us his post-battle analysis.
I can't believe that Kit Harington took the time out of his day to sit down with us.
I know.
Yeah.
What a gent. What an attractive gent he is. And he looks beautiful in that video that we shot, doesn't he?
Yep, that curly hair. Ooh.
Yeah.
So yeah, make sure you give that a watch.
Yeah, go head over to the YouTube channel, give us a subscribe, watch the videos, give us a like, and we will see you on the next podcast. This has been episode 6. Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.